So you're probably not going to believe this, but as you guys know, Bernie Sanders, I mean, wow, with this marinating a couple days, because I did a video on this a couple days ago talking about the Bernie Sanders meme of him sitting with the mittens and the coat in the chair at the inauguration. And it's been marinating even more. This is hands down the most viral moment of Bernie Sanders' career. Hands down. There's multiple tweets now that have over 1 million favorites. Okay, I've seen 2 of them now. One was the Chris Tucker Friday one, and then the other one was the "this could have been an email" tweet. When you have those kinds of numbers, it's absolutely insane. This is easily the most viral moment of Bernie's career. Celebrities are posting memes of it. Everybody and your grandma is posting a meme of it. I've never seen him more viral. Hands down, not even close, okay? Which is really crazy, honestly. Just, it's sort of bizarre. It's interesting. I don't know. It's kind of random. But there is some backlash now coming from a fringe portion, admittedly fringe portion of quote-unquote feminists, who are liberals. You know, they are liberals. So this one says, "I'll admit the Bernie memes are funny, but his openly grumpy disposition during a very historic moment for women, and particularly women of color, speaks volumes to me." So what she's trying to say is, him being grumpy. It's kind of confusing as to whether or not she's annoyed by the fact that he looks grumpy, or if it's people sharing the meme. There seems to be kind of 2 grievances. Maybe it's a pivot of some sort. But what needs to be understood here is it's a picture of Bernie Sanders, right? It's cold as shit, okay? It's very cold. The dude's like 80. All the liberals love talking about how he had a heart attack. He's old. He's outside in the cold there. He has a mask on. How do you even know if he looks grumpy? The dude just looks normal. People just catch that vibe, but you can literally take a picture at any second of somebody. They're not going to be cheery literally the entire time, even if you're the person being inaugurated. So it's really dumb to infer that he's grumpy. That there's a grumpy disposition coming from Bernie Sanders, at the inauguration, and it's so disrespectful to women. He endorsed the hell out of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. By the way, Kamala Harris is not president of the United States. She's vice president of the United States. The liberals literally chose an old white male, the people who they've supposedly hated this whole time. They chose a super old, demented white male to be president. And second in line is a black woman. That's really, that's progression, right, for them. So it is a big deal, obviously, that a woman is vice president. It's a big deal, huge deal, of course, first time in history. It's a big deal for women, of course. But this is absolutely insane to claim that, he's being grumpy on the day, and it's so disrespectful to women. But the thread continues. It says, "Thank you to everyone who gets my point about how a man is praised for something a woman would absolutely be dragged to hell for. Do you think Hillary would be a lovable meme if she dressed like that with that look on her face? Hell no." So first of all, Hillary Clinton is very fake. So this is like conflating multiple things, right? When it comes to memeing somebody, a meme of somebody, often the meme will sort of either match or not match their personality. In this case, the sort of realness and the authenticity and the vibe you get from Bernie Sanders, the reason why he's dressed like that, first of all, a lot of people were dressed like that in the stands, like Jeanette Yellen, who's picked to, I believe, be Fed chair. She was there, looked the exact same. She looked cold as shit. There is... That is what Bernie does. He dresses like that. That's his vibe. That's why everybody put out the meme. It's very organic, and it fits Bernie Sanders, and that's why people made a meme out of it, was because it was so real, it was so funny, and it was just so understandable, right? You get that vibe from Hillary Clinton. She's fake. She's super fake. Everybody knows that. So nobody likes Hillary Clinton. So that's why nobody made a lovable meme of her for anything. It's because she's so fake. Okay, that's the reason why. But I don't know, maybe the liberal Twitter would have circulated anyways, but you can't conflate these two things. Why is, do you think this would happen to Hillary? No, of course not, because Hillary's fake. Nobody likes Hillary Clinton. She lost to Donald Trump. Seriously, think about how embarrassing that is, okay? No, the meme wouldn't happen because nobody likes Hillary Clinton. Most historic day for women and black women in particular thus far. And what has everyone taught? Most historic day for women and black women in particular thus far. That's a pretty big statement to make, I really have to say. I don't agree that a first black female vice president is the biggest day in women's history. Maybe the day of, like, I don't know, the ratifying of, the 19th Amendment or something like that. Come on now, are you serious? Don't you think that's inflating it by a lot? That's kind of insane. And it says Bernie Sanders. And again, everybody's talking about Kamala Harris, right? A lot of people are talking about Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris during the election cycle was force-fed to people from the media, so everybody was talking about her. But you also have to keep in mind, if you're saying, why is nobody talking about Kamala Harris, you got to remember, bro, Kamala Harris was so poor in the election, she had to drop out before Iowa, and she's now second in line for the presidency despite not getting a single vote. I do think there has to be some sort of voting protocols when it comes to vice president, because, I started to think about it and I was like, wow, it's actually crazy that the person who's second in line of succession gets 0 votes. Like, that's insane. Now, I believe in the beginning of the U.S., it used to be the top 2 vote getters. 1 is president, 2 is VP. That doesn't work at all, obviously, because they're going to hate each other, right? So it's not going to be a cohesive thing, so they changed it. There's got to be some better middle ground, because this whole thing of, like, picking somebody who got no votes is second in line if the president is unable to serve, that's crazy to me. And so, nobody voted for her. Nobody casted a vote for her. She performed so poorly in the election. She had to drop out before the first caucus could even be held. So maybe that's why they aren't talking about her as much as you want, but plenty of people are talking about Kamala Harris. But there was no, things like sort of organic meme moments are going to go viral, because especially in times like this when people can get a laugh out of something like what happened to Nate Robinson. That Nate Robinson meme was huge, and it gave a lot of people a lot of laughter, out of it, and it was just funny, and so people just enjoy it, man. You're just really taking this too big. It says, maybe I'm bitter that Bernie gets so much attention for doing nothing but sitting in a chair looking grumpy and bored. Meanwhile, Kamala and women like her are expected to look and act pristinely at all times. So I'm not really sure what she means by Kamala and women like her expected to look and act pristinely at times. Authenticity is something that's really heavily, desired in both genders. So Kamala Harris is very fake, as you guys know. She's trying to fake, like, being a big rap fan, and her whole entire plethora of policies that she had, she completely flip-flopped. She's really fake. She lies nonstop, right, about everything. So, that's why, people like Kamala don't get these kinds of memes or stuff like that. They're just not real. They're not memeable. Memes are very organic. They're super organic. And it's just not going to happen with someone fake like that. So, it just comes out of jealousy, essentially. I mean, the media force-feeding Kamala Harris and all the corporate candidates to everybody isn't enough for them. There just has to be literally every single thing that has to be said has to be about Kamala Harris. Everything. Because the media force-feeding her to us is not enough. Her being picked, not having a single vote, that's not enough either. So, that's pretty crazy. Another tweet from her Twitter feed, if you actually go to the Twitter feed, she actually had more tweets on this. So here's one, really interesting. It says, anytime you want to elevate a white dude is president of the United States, by the way. The Democratic Party voted for an old white male, demented white male with literal brain mush inside of his head. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You guys are the one who elevated a white dude. Says, you should wonder if you should have elevated a woman instead. Well, you should have thought that. Kamala Harris is second in line, not first. You literally chose an old white male. It says, especially a woman of color. Want to post the 10,000th Bernie meme? See, it's just jealousy. When you read this, it's just such envy and jealousy. And it's so selfish and douchey. Because like I said, bro, literally all the time, who's talked about Michelle Obama, Barack Obama, Kamala Harris? We've been talking about them the whole, election cycle all the time. They're the most praised and respected people. Like, man, do you want every single word that's ever coming out of anybody's mouth or on Twitter or whatever to have to be about Kamala Harris or whoever? It's just crazy. And it says, why not meme Amanda Gorman doing something amazing instead? How do you meme a serious poem? Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, she did something very serious that was praised. That's not a memeable moment, you idiot. Are you stupid? A meme is supposed to be funny. Are you an idiot? See, this is the problem. It's just a bunch of pivots of random crap. Like, oh, why didn't you meme this very serious poem that talks about, very serious issues? That's not a memeable moment. That's not a memeable thing. It's not funny. It's serious. Oh, and they're not for. Says she said it much better than me. No, she said it worse than you did. Somehow she managed to explain something way worse than you ever could have dreamed of. It's just absolutely crazy. Now crying victim about Bernie Sanders supporters. It's just ridiculous. I mean, it's really crazy to see what's going on. This is the most historic day for women and black women in particular thus far, and what is everyone talking about Bernie Sanders? Again, that's a stretch to say most historic day for women and black women. It's a pretty big stretch in my opinion. Heavy stretch, actually. Just keep in mind, this is just insane. It's just such jealousy. At the end of the day, what it is, it's jealousy and selfishness, but it's more than that to me because, like I said, man, the media controls the narrative of everything and who people talk about, and they're literally force-feeding these people down our throats, and she still couldn't get a vote in the election, but every single word that comes out of your mouth has to be about Kamala Harris. Like, Bernie Sanders is very real. Everything that you saw in that meme was perfectly, sort of representative of his authenticity and his vibe and his demeanor and his character and who he is. It was simply a funny picture. A singular snapshot does not mean that he's grumpy. It does not, you can't infer that he's grumpy at the inauguration. Bernie Sanders worked his ass off to get Biden and Kamala elected, okay? That's just straight bullshit. But you can't infer from one snapshot photo that he's grumpy. The dude is in freezing cold sitting there, and he's just chilling. Like, bro, it's insane. It's actually crazy. And if you look at all the people around him, they literally look exactly the same. I didn't think I could see something this stupid, but the reason why some of these other situations they want to be meme, like Amanda Gorman, like, that's a very serious thing. That's not a funny thing to meme. Kamala Harris is fake, and even she gets some memes, but they're not really any good. Hillary Clinton's super fake. These are just not memeable people in that way. So you're complaining about something that isn't memeable, saying that we should meme it. It's just trying to force something as a meme. It doesn't make sense, and it is counterintuitive to the meme in and of itself, because memes are very organic and real, and the fact that you're telling people to meme something is so dumb, it's actually mind-boggling. It's just absolutely crazy. It's like, why aren't you laughing at this joke? You should be laughing at that joke instead of this joke. Like, how do you determine whether you laugh at a joke or not? It's just something that naturally comes. It's just sad, petty jealousy, and I mean, what losers, man. Such losers.